Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the Tangle. Now, I'm not sure if it's Dido or Dido from CZT Ria Engelen. She said she named it after her dog, I think. And I'm thinking, well, there's Fido. That's why I was thinking Dido. Fido, Fido, Dido, Dido. It is a cute tangle. Either way you slice it. All right. And speaking of slicing it, um, this starts off with a big X. So, and I'm just gonna do a mono tangle, as we call it. So I'm just doing a big X right in the middle. This would be like um, a free form tangle. I'll put it wherever you want it. Combine it however you want. There are some fantastic examples uh, in the description section of this video. So you'll want to make sure to take a look at that. All right. So you have your X. Then pick whatever 2 points. And well, you know what? I'm gonna do it under here. It's easier to see. Okay. And we're gonna do 3 consecutive curved lines. Oh, not too bad. Let's see if I can do that again. Yeah, I was doing them this way. It's much more comfortable this way. That's for me. Make sure as you're tangling, if you don't like how something turned out, just consider maybe repositioning your tile so that way your hand is more comfortable. All right. Then, and this is, I found this to be difficult ish. So we're going to do another X going right through this intersection. But obviously, I mean, we have an X there, but we're going to do another one, a little bit more narrow. And so, and I was like, I'm air drawing. Okay, yeah, right there. And I personally, I like to go a little bit slower, just so like I can hit that intersection, and then continue on. That way, I'm not just committed to a straight line and wherever it goes across. I'm committing to hitting the intersection and then continuing. All right, same idea here. 3 consecutive, um, obviously littler curve lines. Okay, and do your best to get them to meet up now like that. That will for sure in the decorating phase be covered with something. All right, then okay, right where we're at, where these where you finish your curve line right here, we're going to just from that line or from that little, what do you want to call it, valley, I guess. We're just going to take those down, and I'm going to turn my towel because it's easier. There we go. Just nice little straight lines into that center. And really, now is the decorating phase. In Ria's examples, I saw a little bit of variation, but as we know, I mean, we can have as much fun as we want with these. So I'm coming back to these main ones, and from these peaks, I'm going to essentially aura them, like so. And this is where you could, course correct if need be. So like right here, it's like, well, that's where I'm going to start this aura right here. That's turned into kind of a flat line, but oh well. And then, and I'm just doing what Ria has in her step out. She had these, as if they're steps. And so what I did was in my step out, um, I did the same thing, but I just called it decorate and did them all in red. I didn't want to have to go into another page, so to speak, on my step. I'm like, oh, we can just fit all of this in here. Most everybody gets it. Okay, so she had it like this, and then also, let's do a little curve line here. We're going to do a double and fill that in, and another one. Now, oh, and you know what? Let's just flip it over and do the same thing. And I was going to grab my graphic. Now, you could, if you have a thicker nibbed pen, I don't know. These being this thick, I think I would go with what I'm doing, which is to draw it out and then fill it in. But you can do whatever works best for you. Sometimes if it's not um, too thick, it's just a lot handier to just for instance just do the line like so. But this you're going to have to be filling in anyway, because it's, well, depending on the size. Let me take that back. Depending on the size, and you can spread these out however you see fit. And one thing, if you end up, which I thought I did, but not so much maybe, I thought I made the space a little bit not the way I wanted it. So I made it a little bit thinner, the band, so that way it's like, oh well, that way then if I need to like tuck it in a little bit, go over the line and bringing it in towards the other one, I can. And I am just neatening this up with the O1 by just kind of redefining that outer line. And I find if I aim to trace it, then you're usually kind of right on the edge, and then it can take care of any little bumps that happen as as you're like, well, you can, I don't know if you can see them here. You kind of can. And then even on these ends. And then, like I said, you can redefine it if something happened and you need to. That is why I call it the course correction. Okay. Then, in these little side ones, on the outer, she had just basically an aura of that curve. On the outer sections. And this is where I have this little bump. It's like, well, let's just make sure that I land it right there. And that seems to help. Sort of. Put that one at a weird angle from the rest. But, as in the end, it's all okay. This is Zentangle. There's no such thing as a mistake in Zentangle. As I mentioned here, we have course corrections. Then there's also shading that can happen, and there are other ways. All right, and then she had in here like 3 orbs going, in 3 different sizes. Like I said, in some of her samples, I saw some little bit different things. Like for instance, and I always think this is nice, except will it fit? I don't know if I'll fit 2 in there or not, but a nice, just one line. Let's just try it this way. I think she had. Well, no, I guess I could fit both. This is where I wanted to see. Let's see if I do this one above, and I'm careful. And then I can do here. She had one going here as well, but still, that looks just fine, just the way that is. And then, why not? Let's just fix this a little bit, just so that way it dips a little bit more. And so I'm essentially, this is like rounding, but here I've just made it up. So I made the point a little bit more so, and then just filled it in. So it's kind of like rounding. And actually, let's do this. Let's just go on that edge. We'll go on the outer edge. And then we'll do it on the other side. And as long as you're consistent. So if something happens and that you don't care for, figure out how you can make it work for you, because this is all about you. It's not about, as my friend Diane says, we're not taking it to the fair. And it's like, nope, this is just for us and for our, satisfaction, for our meditative needs, whatever reason that you tangle. There we go. That looks cute. And yeah. And so I like to just share those little bits in there because, we want it to be something that you can be happy with. Let's do a little bit of shading. And why not? Since we have this nice section here. And sometimes the shading will help cover something up that's like, oh, don't like that. And it'll just take care of it. So I'm just bringing these in. On your tile, depending on what type of paper you're using, if you're using official Zentangle tiles, sometimes be careful where you have real thick ink. And I just kind of lighten up, and really I try not to go over at all. You have to kind of go over a little bit so you have the continuity of your line, but sometimes it can pick up the paper, and we don't like that. And you can, if it's still rather wet as you're doing it, you can feel it pulling. So it's just like I just pull up a little bit, and you can see I'm still doing like this, but no, look at how that just made that rounded. Let's do this. Because I saw she did this in hers, and I thought that looked kind of neat. This is just with what's left on the tortillon. Yeah! Okay. And then we can do something similar on these. Let's see. Yeah. Ooh, maybe let's just do, well, okay, so I'm going on the inside of the lines where I've done the aura-ing. And let's do both. And I was trying to be a little bit light just because it's a little thin. And then what that should do is pop up this. All right. And I'm just going to use a kind of an up and down motion just so that way it will spread it out. As you can see, just a little bit. Give me some of that gradient that I love. And let's do this. Ah, neat. Neat. And like I said, it kind of pops that a little bit different, and that is neat. That is what we like to have in our tangles, is things that pop, and then we curve them. We add some shape and dimension with the shading. So how fun. Now in the as I mentioned in the For More Inspiration link, one of the things that she did was use this as a border and just put them next to each other, and it just has a really, really neat look. Or you can just have it here and there in your tangle. It is, like I said, it's just cute, really, really cute. So if you enjoyed this, would love to have a thumbs up, or a like. Feel free to share it. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, I would love it if you would be a subscriber. That, of course, is free. In the description section, we have links to the step outs as well as ways to connect with me. So again, if you enjoyed the video and maybe you enjoyed it enough to join me on a live session or two, I do classes almost twice every week. I have once a week that is free, and then I have those are on Thursdays. On Tuesdays are when I have the paid classes, and I do have one Tuesday that is a free one. So check out the information there, and would love to have you join us for a live session. We have a lot of fun. And also in the description section below that, if you're on Facebook and want to join our community, we'd love to have you there as well. We've kind of developed a really cool community of tanglers. So with that, thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.